Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon. So last episode, we went and put a nice big barn around our sheep farm to finish off that island, and I'm quite enjoying how that looks. I do like the fact that we pretty much have all the redstone hidden. Do you want to play around with what we have for that little area on the side here that has the opening? Might put in some fences? Don't quite know. And I definitely have to go and play around with the side of the barn here and roof because roofs are difficult. But today, what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking we should probably put in the docking station for our ghast. That way we don't have to go looking for it every time we want to use it to work on the islands. And we don't have to have it just wandering around inside the redstone pit, which I like, but I think it'll be better if it actually has a place to stay. I've got at least 3 spots that I want to put one of which is going to be all the way down near the bottom of the pit, so we can't really get that one in just yet, since we still have to do quite a bit of digging. The other is going to be on top of our storage system, so our storage system is going to eventually get covered by a nice big spire here in the middle, and on top of that I want to put a grassy area and have our gas docking station on top of that. The third, I'm thinking, is going to be down kind of midway in the pit, and I've got a few ideas for what we can do with that. But since we've been out here, I did go ahead and grab our shulker. It is now in place, so we have that up on top of our scaffolding for when we actually want to go and build our shulker farm. So that's in place. But I've gone ahead and marked out a little spot on the wall for where I think we're going to put our little gas dock. Now, I was thinking about putting this thing on its own little floating island, but I think having this just be a little bit of an area jutting out from the side of the walls here will look even better, because then we can go and do some little decoration. We can put a cave behind it, and we can have it play around with that. Maybe make it some sort of little storage receiving area. I'm not quite sure, but we've got a small little section marked out, which means we need to get ourselves a platform of grass. So let's hop off our gas so we can possibly get a platform out from the edge of this little section here. And it doesn't look like our ghast is going to move, so we'll just have to build around it for now. So let's go ahead and put that in, since our ghast is very helpful here in providing us a space to build off of. And I'm just gonna kind of do something like this, I think. So we don't need it to be too big. We really only need it for putting our ghast in and kind of having a space for that. We only have the one. I'm tempted though to kind of bring it around the corner here. So what we'll do is we'll have that go out here and just kind of curve this around here. See how that looks. If we're gonna have to collect a lot of these grass blocks up at the end here, but just something like that maybe? That should be good. Put our gas little docking space right over here. This gives us some space to put maybe some mini trees and figure out a nice little bit of decoration out here. And I think that'll be really nice. Now, we are going to have to go grab more of our boss and everything else to finish with this area and light this place up. But I'm thinking we're just going to do a small little cave here. Nothing too fancy. Again, this is really just going to be storage cave. Or fake storage cave, rather. So let's go ahead and dig out a nice rough space here. Go ahead and play around with the detailing and everything else in a little bit. But I think that should be pretty good for a rough base. That's fairly nice. It's a little too even on our cave entrance here. We can very easily play around with that. Kind of like it. Gives us a nice little rough out of the way feel. Now we are going to have to go and connect this into our pathways. So I think what we'll do is we'll have a pathway going over here to our entrance. We have to have one connecting into our main pathway. So I'm thinking we can either connect up to that little island there, or we might just go pretty much straight across. Thinking connecting into that island there might be a little bit better, because we will have a gas dock on top of the middle spire. as well. So getting over here from our central spire isn't going to be as important. Unless, of course, we don't have any ghasts up there. In which case, coming over here would be good. Now, for our actual docks, I'm thinking if we leave a 3x3 space, we don't really have any good blocks here to mark that out, though. But I guess we can use some of our scaffolding to do that. So if we do that and that for our gas docks, that should be good. That gives us 2. Probably have a thing where we can roll out the minecart, but I'm thinking if we just have a space here, we put our minecart right on here, and we should be able to take off. I'll have to do some experimenting with that, but I think that should work. Alternately, we just have some fence posts out here that we can tie our gas to, put a lantern on top, and go from there. That would be a lot more space efficient, but we'll try the minecart thing. That way they're not flying around and pathfinding and causing us more problems in this already very, very busy area. So I'm going to go and grab a few things to decorate up this little section and start kind of putting in some stuff in the cave. And then I'll be right back. All right, so I've gone and grabbed a few different things and started kind of decorating up the area. Just kind of scattered a bunch of barrels and chests around. Figure we should probably put in some of our copper chests, so we got a few of those in here. Look kind of nice once those start oxidizing. But we've got a few of our little door crates in here as well, mostly just to hide some lights. And I'm quite liking how this is coming together. Still need to do some work on the cave to kind of smooth out some of the edges here. But I think this is pretty good. Now, for our actual docks here, what we're going to do is I'm going to put in some fences here. Thinking we're only going to do a 3-block area here. But I've got an activator rail. I do not have a minecart, apparently. But what we're going to do is we're going to put some slabs on either side, put a minecart in there, and then we'll put a button right there. So once we have the minecart on there, we should be able to put our gas in the minecart, and when we press the button, it'll eject our gas. We may have to move this out farther so that we actually can reach it, because I think that might actually end up being inside the gas, but we'll need our minecart to test that out. All right, minecart in place. Let's see if we can go and bring our gas in, and doesn't look like it. It might be that the fence here is a little too close, so we'll have to try that again. But I believe in theory, the concept should work. So let's try with the larger space, and hopefully this actually works. It could also be that these slabs are too big. Ow. Why are we suddenly in the wall? We shouldn't be in the wall. Oh, no, that's bad. Let's see if we can't eject them from the minecart. Nope. That's what I feared, that we can't reach the button when the gas is in the minecart when it's there. And there goes another gas. Well, it seems like it works. We just can't put it that close to the wall. So I'm going to have to go find some more of our gas tiers. And it looks like this might just be a single gas dock area. So I'm going to go, I guess, try and locate more of our gas tiers, because I think we only have 7 out here. And then I'll be back once we have a gas to put in our minecart. Alright, so I've managed to actually find our gas farm finally. And we are very much not safe in this spot. So we should have a decent number of our gas tiers here. Just go ahead and turn that on a little bit and actually take care of our gas that's in there. And figure out how we managed to get over there. Still have pretty much all of our scaffolding stuff that we have when we built this. But we should have enough. Doesn't look like I left a way to get up here from there. Looks like it's just go along this path here. Alright, 22 gas tiers, plus whatever we get from our gas that are in there currently. We should probably have a decent number of experience orbs in this farm. We could probably go grab. Looks like all of our tools are pretty much repaired though, so we're good. Don't know why that one is not getting attacked. Oh wait, this is off. So, there we go. We've got 23 gas tiers. I know we have more back at our base, so we should be good for getting ourselves some new ghasts. So I'm gonna go get those in some water, and then I'll be right back. All right, so there we go. We now have 2 happy ghasts in our redstone pit now. Gave our other one lime wool because that's what we had easy access to. I was going to do teal. We might do teal for a third one at some point. But I've just been going ahead and playing around with our different ways of being able to tie up our ghasts. So what I'm thinking is we'll have the 3 ghast docks. That'll just be for keeping our ghasts when we're not really using them. But when we're moving around in the pit and working in the pit, I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to have these little islands that have fence posts on them and put one in by our main cave entrance here. And what we'll do is we'll tie our gas to these, put lanterns on top of them. Might not on this one because we have the redstone tree here, or future redstone tree there. And those should hopefully work well for just keeping them in the area that we're working in. And then we can move them to wherever we need as we go. Just help keep them out of just wandering around and we know where they are. So, go on and move our minecart out away from the wall, so this should work. There we go. We now have a ghast and a minecart. We currently don't have a way of getting the ghast out of the minecart. So what I'm thinking is that we can probably go and just take our button and put it somewhere like right here. Run a redstone line underneath the island and go from there. So that, once we press it, we just have to make sure we put in a redstone torch to go underneath the activator rail, and that should eject our ghast. So, I think that'll work quite well. We just need to go grab our other ghast, tie that to our fence post by our main island area there. But I'm quite happy with how this is turning out. We're definitely going to have to whack some of these copper chests. You kind of like this one here as the medium oxidized. We're going to have to play around with those and see what we can do for decorating with those, because I do like them. I do like the different color changes. We can do like different colors for different storage things when we actually use them for storage stuff at some point. But the main thing right now is we need to get 1, an underside to this, because this is just a grass platform right now, and 2, some more of our gas tie-off points. So I'm thinking 1 by our tree farm, because we're going to go to that a lot. 1 probably out in the flower farm area, and maybe 1 over by the pumpkin farm and that whole area over there. Probably going to need some farther down as well. Maybe the skulk farm. Ooh, actually we could do maybe between the skulk farm and the vine farm. That might actually work for 1. I wasn't originally planning on putting a island line between them, but we could do that. That wouldn't be too bad. But first we need to go and catch our other ghast and make sure that they're not just wandering around here and we know where they are. And then I'll be back. All right, our main ghast that we're going to be using in the area is now connected up with our main area here. It means that every time we need to go use it, we'll be able to find it, which is what I wanted. That's having it flying around here. We might have some flying around here at some point. Maybe once everything's in and done. But I do like being able to find our ghast when we need to use our ghast to get around and do the undersides of islands. Speaking of which, we have several that we still need to put in. So I'm going to need to go and figure out how we're going to do those and slowly get to work on getting some of these finished up. But for now, I think that is probably going to be just about it for today. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more of what is going on in this area and in the rest of this world. And I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.